Now, the death of Robin Hood left me feeling pretty, well, bored and tired and not understanding what this movie was even about. I thought that it was supposed to be about, Robin Hood and how he stole from the rich and gave to the poor, but apparently it was about him being a vigilante of sorts. He killed a lot of people, and because of that, he is seeking redemption. He gets in a fight early in the movie. He wins, but it leaves him pretty badly injured. I'd say he's left walking on a cane for the rest of the movie, limping on a cane, literally at his hip. So he's more like an old man. He's alone until he is mended to by certain people. This movie was produced by Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman plays the lead role, Robin Hood. The film also stars, uh, I forgot her name, Jodie Comer as Sister Bridget. She's the woman that pretty much tends to Robin Hood, aka Hugh Jackman, and she makes it to where he can walk again. She hears the story as he talks about what it is to be him and what he did. I don't think he even tells her everything he did. He kind of keeps it a secret. At the very end, he does reveal more about his past. But that's the thing. I really don't know what happened so far as their elderly people conversations. She's obviously younger than him, so but she listens to him babble on about life and his particular situation and all the things he's done and there's even moments when he will interject, talk to some person, some kid, and try to offer them life lessons. He even gives such a speech to a young man named Arthur, played by Noah Jope, who was in the Quiet Quiet Place franchise. He was also in The Carpenter's Son with Nicolas Cage. He played the role of the Carpenter's very son, Jesus. He was also in that uh, spinoff of William Shakespeare's Hamlet called Hamlet. Hamnet. I'm sorry. He played an actor that was to play young Hamnet, like the older version, if in the play that you see at the end. Just thought I'd share my screen to make it a little bit easier. So you got Katie Brent as Margaret. I forgot who this character was. That's the thing. This is a me thing. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I forgot who Margaret was. Like I said, you got Jodie Comer's sister Bridget, and so it's a lot easier when you've got IMDb on your side. Then you've also got Bill Skarsgård as Edward, who I think he was Robin Hood's acquaintance or fellow wobble or whoever they work together. He's shown earlier in the film, and he's shown also again. I think I don't know, he fights Robin Hood or something. I forgot. Also, we have um, Faith Delaney as Little Margaret. Not really sure about that. I think she is a little girl, and she's kind of scared of Robin Hood. In certain moments. He seems to be very aggressive and lethal. Then I've already mentioned Noah Jope. Jupe, I guess he plays Arthur, who is like this young man. He gets beat up in one scene, and his eye has to be tended to when he attends the sister Bridget's. I think they're a group of nuns, basically. And then you've got, and also a standout performance by Murray Bartlett, who was the leper. He's this guy with leprosy. He gives some good advice to Robin at one point. And then when he actually finally dies, spoiler alert, it It's kind of a sad moment. We see, throughout his time, you see him all bandaged up like a mummy, and obviously during that time period, lepers were very um, outcast because of their very skin condition. This man basically is probably the best performance in the entire movie. Not the down on Hugh Jackman. It's just his particular role seemed to be a little bit overhyped, and I just had trouble following along. If it wasn't for these other characters kind of blinking my attention, I would not understand this movie. I still don't understand it, but from what I do understand, the leper was pretty much a way to hold this film together and kind of take away from Robin a little bit and allow him to listen to someone else's story and not always think about himself. Not that he was like a egotistical person, but the death of Robin Hood, that very title makes it seem so, I don't know, like it's gonna stick to just Robin Hood and his life before he dies, before he finally dies. We get like kind of like a biopic in a way. Not really like an actual biopic, but a telling and showing of his life, maybe when he was younger. Then finally we see him die, and it's a sad but maybe own death. And he does eventually pass on, I believe. But that's the thing. I don't even remember the ending, and like I said, this is most likely a me thing. I would have to watch it again to even remember things. I was a bit tired from work. Uh, I did fall asleep. I did fall asleep. Also, I was I watched Toy Story 5, which I understood more. Thankfully, it was shorter. The one time was only an hour and a half. This one was The Death of Robin Hood was 2 hours and 3 minutes according to IMDb. Yeah, 2 hours and 3 minutes. Anyway, go check this movie out for yourself. See what you think. Leave comments down. Tell me what all I might have missed, and maybe I misunderstood it. I think it was just a redemption story. He's basically trying to come to terms with who he was and who he became, and make peace with it. That's the kind of vibe that this movie had. Was more peaceful. I mean, accepting. You can feel the end of his life. It's nine. It's Neo. It's coming. You can feel it in the film. Throughout the film, you can feel that he's going to die. You can feel that. And that's about the only thing I understood was that vibe of his lingering death, due to Hugh Jackman's performance. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe for more. I will have my review up for Toy Story soon, Toy Story 5, that is, and maybe I'll feel better when I you know talk about that. It just it's been a long day. It's been a long few days. So thank you.